Okay, so hear me out. I'm not a morning person. Like, at all. I'm the queen of snoozing my alarm 5 times, rolling out of bed at 9. I'm the girl who will say, I'm waking up by 7 tomorrow, and next thing, it's 9:23 a.m., and I'm staring at the ceiling like, how did we get here? My mornings are usually a chaotic blur of fixing myself breakfast, mismatched socks, and existential dread. But lately, I've been sucked into this vortex of 5 a.m. morning routine videos on TikTok and YouTube. You know the ones, the that girl aesthetic, with the candles, a matcha, the journaling, the perfectly curated sunrise vibes. Like, is your life actually that peaceful, or are you just flexing for the algorithm? I'll be real. I was skeptical. I thought, this is for people with no problems and too much free time. But I was also curious. Like, what if waking up at 5 a.m. could actually change something? My productivity, my mood, my habits. So I decided to commit. I'm waking up at 5 a.m. for 7 days straight to see what happens. Not just to my to-do list, but to my mind, my heart, my soul. Spoiler alert, it was a wild ride, and it's not what you think. Let's get into it. I did all the things the internet told me to do. Set 5 alarms, because 1 is never enough. Drank half a glass of water before bed like some TikTok guru said. Even laid out my gym clothes like I was actually going to work out. But when that alarm went off, it felt like my soul left my body at that point. My bed was warm, the world was pitch black, and I was questioning every single life decision that led me to this moment. I was expecting to wake up feeling like that girl, glowing, energized, ready to conquer the world. Instead, I felt like that zombie. My brain was Fog City. My eyes were so dry I could hear them blink. I opened my journal, stared at the blank page, and literally wrote, why am I awake right now? No deep thoughts, no enlightenment, just pure, unfiltered confusion. This was a mistake. And here's the kicker. I thought waking up early was supposed to make me productive, but by 10 a.m., I was ready to nap. I got nothing done. Day 1 was a humbling reminder that I am not built for this. Or so I thought. Day 2 was, okay, slightly better. Emphasis on slightly. My body was still screaming, girl, what are we doing? But I decided to lean into the aesthetic a little. I forced myself to do some light stretching, and by stretching I mean I laid on a yoga mat and dramatically reached for my toes like it was an Olympic sport. I lit a candle to fake the that girl vibe. I even wrote in my journal again. This time it was more than a cry for help. I wrote about what I wanted out of this experiment. Spoiler, I had no clue. But here's where it got real. By 11 a.m., I was done. Tired. Like, falling asleep at my laptop, drooling on the desk, questioning my existence, kinda tired. And then it hit me like a ton of bricks. Waking up at 5 a.m. isn't just about the morning. It's about the night before. And I had not figured that part out. I was still staying up past midnight, scrolling through Instagram, watching one more episode of my show, living my best night owl life. Yeah, rookie mistake. I realized if I was going to make this work, I had to rethink my whole relationship with sleep. Not just the waking up part, but the going to bed part. And let me tell you, that was harder than it sounds. Day 3 is when things started to click. I decided to take my nights seriously. No more phone in bed. I left it charging across the room like a responsible adult. I did my full skincare routine, not just a quick face wipe. I sipped chamomile tea like I was starring in a Hallmark movie. And I forced myself to lie there in silence. No Netflix, no scrolling, just me and my thoughts. And guess what? I actually fell asleep before 10 p.m. Miracles do happen, y'all. When I woke up on day 3, I had a little more energy. Not like run a marathon energy, but enough to feel like a functioning human. I journaled properly for the first time. Not just whining, but actually writing down my thoughts. I even did my morning devotion, prayed, and made a gratitude list, which, okay, sounds super cheesy, but it low-key set the tone for my whole day. I felt calm. Like, for the first time in forever, I wasn't just surviving the morning. I was owning it. And here's the thing, that calm carried over. I noticed I wasn't as snappy with people. I mean, I'm only snappy when people are being rude, though. I didn't feel like I was playing catch up all day. It was like giving myself those extra hours in the morning gave me a head start on my own life. By days 4 and 5, I was starting to get it. I wasn't just waking up early, I was creating a whole new rhythm. My mornings became this sacred little pocket of time, slow, quiet, intentional. I realized how loud my usual mornings were. Wake up late, rush out the door, forget to eat early, chug tea like it's my lifeline, anxiety through the roof because of the rush. Sound familiar? But these 5 a.m. mornings, they were like pressing a soft reset button on my brain. I wasn't scrolling through notifications. I wasn't answering emails before my eyes were fully open. I was just being. And that silence, that space, it made room for clarity. I started thinking about stuff I'd been avoiding, my goals, my habits, hobbies I needed to start, the way I've been neglecting my relationships with others and with myself. I'm not saying I woke up at 5 a.m. and suddenly had my life together. Let's not get it twisted. But I did start to notice something. I was asking myself better questions, not how can I do more, but how can I show up better for myself? That shift, it felt like a quiet revolution in my head. One morning, I wrote down a goal I'd been too scared to admit out loud. Another morning, I forgave myself for something I'd been beating myself up about. Those moments weren't loud or flashy, but they were powerful. And they only happened because I gave myself the space to think. Day 6? Oh, girl. I broke, not like a sad movie cry, but one of those raw, messy, emotional releases where your heart just decides it's time to spill everything. I was sitting on my floor, sipping my tea, journaling like usual, when it all just came pouring out. All the pressure I'd been putting on myself to have it all together, the way I've been carrying the stress in silence, the expectations I've let pile up without questioning. That 5 a.m. silence gave me the space to listen to myself. And I realized something big. We're always chasing productivity, right? Hustle harder, do more, be more, optimize every second of your day. But what if the real flex is just being kinder to yourself? What if the goal isn't to check off every box, but to feel more alive in your own skin? Day 6 wasn't about getting stuff done. It was about getting real with myself. And honestly, that felt more productive than any to-do list I've ever crushed. Day 7 was beautiful. Not perfect, okay? I was still tired. I still missed my bed. My inner night owl was like, can we go back to sleeping in now? But there was this quiet peace in knowing I could do hard things. I could wake up at 5 a.m. I could sit with my thoughts in silence. I could start my day with intention and survive. And here's what really changed. Not my abs, though I did stretch a little more, so maybe they're coming. Not my to-do list. I still didn't finish half of any. But my awareness. I started noticing how I treat myself, how I talk to myself in my head, how the way I start my day sets the tone for everything else. Waking up at 5 a.m. didn't make me a superhero, but it did make me feel like I was choosing me first. Am I gonna wake up at 5 a.m. forever? Let's be real, probably not. I love my bed too much, and some nights life happens. You're out late, or you're binge watching your favorite show, or you just need to sleep in, and that's okay. But this 7-day experiment, it showed me that mornings don't have to be chaotic. They can be a gift you give yourself. You don't have to wake up at 5 a.m. to feel like that girl. You don't need the candles or the matcha or the perfect journal. What you need is a moment to choose you before the world starts pulling at you. A moment to breathe, to think, to just be. For me, 5 a.m. was that moment. For you, it might be 7 a.m. or 9 a.m. or whenever you can steal a little time for yourself. Try it. Just once. Pick a time, set an alarm, and give yourself that space. See what comes up. You might be surprised what you find when you stop running and start listening. If you made it this far, thank you for coming on this 5 a.m. journey with me. I'm still not sure if I'm an early bird or just a night owl in recovery, but I'm glad I tried it. Comment below. Are you team night owl or team early bird? No judgment zone here. And if you're thinking about trying this, let me know. I'll be your virtual accountability partner, cheering you on from my tea mug. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and send this to that one friend who keeps saying she's going to fix her sleep schedule, but we all know she's still scrolling at 2 a.m. Love you. See you in the next one.